Yeah.
Yes.
I don't have a question, but I did really appreciate the humor, the way things came out, and they just made us gut laugh, you know, like there was just the word, when you said carton, like it just made me pop, you know, and then to know where you're going. And the other thing when you said Kuwait, the way you said Kuwait, that is actually the lore behind that? Is it actually
Kuwaitan is the word for north wind.
It is the north wind?
Yeah.
Okay, I never knew that. And all those years of knowing where Kuwait is, I never knew that. Thank you.
And to just kind of add to what you're saying is that so many years ago I worked with an actor named Leon Pownell, and Leon was a very well-respected actor. He did a lot of important plays, and he was good friends with Roberts and Davies, and they used to drink together and get into arguments about Canada, the two solitudes, right? And he said there was only one thing that they eventually agreed upon about this nation, and that was that it had no mythology. And so, like, I'll do a little test with you. So how many of you know a story about a young boy cutting down a cherry tree?
Oh dear.
Ah, interesting. So who was that? So we know that story is apocryphal. It's part of the mythology of the nations south of us, right? But yet we know it.
Cannot tell a lie.
We know their mythology like you wouldn't believe, right? So when I heard Leon talking about this, I thought about it and I thought, well, actually the truth is that Canada, in my opinion, has tons of mythology, but it's all indigenous mythology. But Canada doesn't recognize that. The third color is missing from the flag because we were excluded, right? We're still excluded in many ways. So you just learned a bit of the mythology of this place, right? And when Kat tells the story of the man who turned into a rat,
Yes.
that the bird pooped out and made the water dirty, you know that story, right? So here again, that's the mythology of this place we live in that's named Winnipeg. So to me, the issue with Canada, the problem Canadians run into, because if you ask Canadians, like, what are you? They'll tell you what they're not. That's why that beer commercial, which was written by an American from an ad company, was so resonant with people. Do you remember that beer commercial? I'm not a lumberjack, I'm not blah blah. He was telling you everything Canadians were not. But he wasn't telling you who Canadians were, right? When you ask Indigenous people, we tell you who we are. And what's interesting is we don't say, I'm a Canuck, I'm a Canadian. We'll say, well, I'm Anishinaabe. I'm from Penamutang First Nation. You're from Eguis.
You're from Red River.
Yeah, so because we know our mythology, we live it, right? It's still there, even though there's remnants of it. So